Hi, I'm Lance Hendricks and you're watching Brian Lomax's Movie Talk.
Hello there and welcome to another Christmas film review as part of my 31 Days of December series, on my 31 Days of Christmas. Today I'm going to be reviewing The Polar Express, an animated film directed by Robert Zemeckis and starring the voice talents of Tom Hanks, who is in a lot of character roles in this. But before I get into it, I just want to introduce you to a friend of mine, Rachel Wagner. She's done a bit of a guest spot for this video. She's not discussing this film, but she is discussing an animated film, which is why I thought it would be good to put her in this one. So yeah, thanks to Rachel for doing this, and over to you.
Hi everybody, this is Rachel Wagner and I have a channel called Rachel's Reviews. I was really excited when Brian gave us this opportunity to make a Christmas movie video, and I love holiday films. I watch as many as I can, and I particularly love The Christmas Carol. The story of Christmas Carol to me is a story about redemption. It's about the fact there are no lost causes, and that we need to have hope and faith that people can change. The other thing that I also love is I love Disney and I love animation, and I thought it would be fun, given those two loves, to profile for you guys today the film Mickey's Christmas Carol. And Mickey's Christmas Carol was created for the re-release of The Rescuers as a sort of a short above it. It's about 23 minutes long, and it's actually pretty accurate to this story. It changes, I think, a few things, it moves a few things around, but for the most part it has what you want in a Christmas Carol story. One thing that's really interesting about Mickey's Christmas Carol is that they actually have the characters portraying other characters, which is different for Disney. They have Mickey portraying Bob Cratchit. They have Scrooge portraying Scrooge. Was there ever better casting than that? With Goofy as the Jacob Marley, which I think is kind of fun. I've done that a few times. They did it with Prince and the Pauper. They did it with Mickey and the Beanstalk back in Fun and Fancy Free. And it's really a fun kind of experience for them, because you have these characters playing characters, which is just sort of a weird sort of meta thing. And you get a really nice sort of heart between Scrooge and Mickey and Cratchit, and as you always do in Christmas Carol, and you get that redemption, and it does get pretty scary actually, with Pete as the ghost of Christmas yet to come. And you have a scene where the Scrooge is thrown into the grave and is yelling and praying for his salvation, and it gets pretty intense for something for little kids, and it's something that the whole family can enjoy. I think the music's really nice in it for Christmas, and the animation is really lovely. So if you like the story of A Christmas Carol and you want to introduce it to your children, I think Mickey's Christmas Carol is a really great way to go. And I'll be really curious to see what other people pick, and thanks so much for this opportunity, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.
There you go, that was Rachel Wagner. Please check out her channel, and if you're really into like Disney and animated movies, she's definitely the person to check out. She absolutely loves that stuff. Okay, yeah, thank you once again, Rachel, for doing that. That was wonderful. Now, Polar Express. As I said, this is directed by Robert Zemeckis, who has done some really good films over the years, not least of which is the Back to the Future trilogy, and films like Flight, What Lies Beneath, Castaway. So this is a guy who really knows how to make a decent film. He's done a lot of them. This was kind of the start of what is essentially an unofficial trilogy for him of these animated movies in which he used motion capture. So he'd use motion capture on the actors, get them to act out certain scenes, and then kind of animate them into this, obviously a bigger animated world. It started with this film, Polar Express, and then it got onto what I think is a better film, Beowulf, and then ended with what I think is an even better film, A Christmas Carol, which I will be getting to at some point in this series. The main problem with Polar Express, well, there's a couple actually, but the main one for me is the animation at this point just wasn't quite there. I mean, and this has been said many times before by plenty of other people besides me, the eyes just look a little bit too dead, a little bit too soulless. So no matter how animated the characters get, you always can't shake that feeling that there's just something unnatural about them, something inhuman about them. And again, that's because of the eyes. Something I think they did better in Beowulf, something that they improved upon and absolutely got right by the time they got to A Christmas Carol. But yeah, so that's one of the things that lets down the animation. But other than that, the animation is absolutely beautiful, really great, especially some of the backdrops in it. But the other thing that lets the film down for me personally is a lot of the scenes just feel like they're there for the sake of action, for the sake of 3D. Now, I don't know if this film got a 3D release or whether it was meant for 3D, but I think it was. Don't quote me on that. But it certainly feels as though that's what they were going for, because there's a lot of kind of chase sequences where they're going round things like roller coasters, and it just screams 3D, you know? It feels like that's what it was meant for. And Zemeckis was kind of guilty of that in A Christmas Carol as well. Again, we'll get to that, but to a much lesser degree. Here it feels like really in your face all the time. The plot is a bit kind of, it's very fairy tale like, and I do like that aspect, but it does tend to drag a bit. And again, I think that's often a result of those sequences in which we're just seeing a chase scene for the sake of a chase scene. I think Tom Hanks delivers a really great performance in his multiple roles. He kind of disappears into several of these different characters. Some of them you don't realise that it's him. Again, in much the same way that Jim Carrey does in A Christmas Carol. So I do like that aspect. I like most of the characters of the kids. They all... Yeah, I like all of them except for one. There's this really annoying know-it-all kid. I think in the credits he's referred to as know-it-all kid, and he's got this annoying voice that really grates on my nerves. So every time he's on screen, I just want him to get off screen. Other than that, yeah, it's an entertaining movie. I don't think it's quite as good as it could be. Improve those animation bits of animation detail that it's flagging on, and just kind of sort out those chase sequences that seem endless. But other than that, some nice character stuff, quite a touching story in many ways about a kid learning to believe again, learning to believe in Christmas. So yeah, I enjoyed it, but it's not one that I'm going to be desperate to revisit anytime soon. I'll give it a 3 out of 5. So if you've seen Polar Express, please comment below and let me know what you thought about it. And until tomorrow, where I will, once again, be watching another Christmas movie and reviewing it for your pleasure, hopefully. Thanks for watching.